Let's move to two teams that are pretty seriously not in that conversation. The Washington Wizards trade forward Deni Avdija to the Portland Trail Blazers for Malcolm Brogdon, the 14th pick in the 2024 NBA draft, used on Pitt's Bub Carrington, which is one of the coolest names in the draft, and also a 2029 first-round pick and future second-round pick. So there's like four draft assets all told, and Malcolm Brogdon is the freight for Deni Avdija. Talk to me about the Wizards side of this. Obviously there's an asset component to this, but how do you like what they did here in terms of moving off of Avdija?
I don't know, because I like Deni Avdija. I think he's a success story in terms of, this team has drafted really poorly, this organization, over the years. There's a lot of misses. And I think that he was developing into a clear win with the slot that he was selected at. And he has a lot of value. He's on arguably the best contract in the entire NBA. If I were to list the best value contracts, his would be on it. It declines.
Like 4 years, 55 declining, right? Something like that.
It's amazing. He's 23. I really wanted to vote, put him in my finalist, most improved player ballot. He's got size. He's shooting threes. He can create a little bit. He's I don't know if he's an underrated defender, but he's like a good defender, versatile defender, versatile offensive player as well. And positionally makes a lot of sense in Portland around the players that they have as they grow. Hopefully they do grow and kind of embrace a youth movement. For Washington, it's I get, trying to get picks. One of the picks was like a mid-lottery pick in this draft that everyone says sucks. And is that player ever going to be Deni Avdija? So if you're rebuilding and you get rid of a 23-year-old who is homegrown, who again is getting better and better, and we don't know how good he'll ultimately be. I don't really understand that one, to be honest. Probably would not have made this trade if I was the Washington Wizards. And I think it's a pretty big win for the Trailblazers, who also, it should be mentioned, duck under the tax by making it. So that's smart. Just smart business. Get the best player in the trade. And I guess the Wizards can flip Brogdon. We'll see. I would assume they will. See if they can get more draft allocation there. But I like Deni Avdija, so I'm going to say that the team that got him won the deal.
Yeah, I like that. I think you're right. I think the way station component for Brogdon is, they've got Jordan Poole there. You've got Tyus Jones there. It makes a lot of sense to try to find to reroute him somewhere else. I won't go too big on the Blazers, because my note here was just am I nuts for liking the way this all shook out for them despite the draft assets going out? And I wrote about this in the winners and losers column I did. You bring in Donovan Clingan at number 7, who's 7'2" shot blocker, a guy who locks down the paint and erases shots at the rim. And you bring in a big wing who can defend multiple positions on the perimeter. Again, going back to that idea, the shortest path between bad and respectable is stop giving up 130 points. And when you're playing Scoot Henderson and Shaden Sharp and Anthony Simons, and you don't have point of attack defenders, more guys who can stop, and then guys someone who can erase those mistakes at the basket, I think makes a ton of sense in terms of we have not known who the Blazers really want to be after Damian Lillard. And if the idea is we're going to start here, I think that makes a ton of sense. And it's going to that does not mean that they are particularly close to anything, but I think as a starting point, and then, if, as you mentioned, Deni Avdija is a super valuable contract, if the Blazers decide they want to figure something else out there, I guarantee you there'll be more suitors for him down the line too. So you preserve some optionality. You maybe get to recoup some of those picks if you want. And in the meantime, you start building something sustainable, like an actual spine on the defensive end. I think that's there's a place to start there.